Hi everyone, welcome to Varana Garden. I'm Vandana, and in today's video I'm going to share my learnings from growing and buying geraniums over time. As you can see in front of you, these are all lovely fragrant geraniums that I've added to my garden over time. Before we get started, let me give you a closer look at some of these geraniums. This one is one of my latest additions. I absolutely love the patterns and the color combination, and I was swooning in the nursery. I wanted many plants of the same type. The top ones are all bought, and the ones that are at the bottom here on the ground in these hanging pots, these are the ones that I've grown from seeds from biocarving. Alright, so let's get started with the tips. So here are a couple of things that I keep in mind while I'm buying geraniums from the nursery. I look at the number of branches the plant has. More the number of branches, more the opportunity for it to bloom. It also gives you an idea that it's a well-established plant. I also look at plants that have new buds. So when you bring a plant that has new buds, you know in a couple of weeks you have some blooms ready for you. So the next tip is probably a little crazy, but this is what I do. I look for plants that have seed pods in them. So how do you identify a geranium seed pod? For example, look at this. This was one of the latest additions. These are the seed pods. Imagine an umbrella. You fold the umbrella and all the spikes go at the bottom, right? So that's how a geranium seed pod looks. So make sure it has blooms so you know which color it is. You make sure it has fresh buds so that you have flowers that will bloom in a while, and some that have seed pods just in case you want to propagate this plant. So what are some of the other tips? One very important one is deadheading. So you remove withered blooms, and that way you help the plant focus its energy on new growth. So I'll remove withered blooms and use it for compost, or I'll put it at the base of the pot. You don't want to keep too many seed pods too, because the plant will focus its energy on producing seeds rather than blooms. Once the seed pod is brown, I would break it away and put it in a container. So for example, here you can see a container filled with geranium seeds. Most important thing that you need to do is to keep it open and let it dry in a shaded area. Let it dry by itself. Don't keep it in the sun, and don't close the lid. I forgot and I made the mistake of closing the lid. These have a little bit of moisture in them, and I noticed a lot of fungus growing. You don't want fungus on your seeds because it could damage the germination aspect of it when sowed. So when I noticed the fungus, I opened the cap, kept it out in sun for just a couple of minutes, and then I added trichoderma viridi. It's an antifungal powder. I really hope that I have not lost this patch. Another important tip as part of deadheading is you remove this entire stem that is attached to the plant. This will promote new growth, new branching, and again new buds. You cut all of this. For example, in this plant, after it has bloomed and I've collected the seeds, I'm going to cut it till it is attached to the stem. That would promote new growth. Next tip. When you notice your plant having a lot of leaves, lot of large leaves and less blooms or absolutely no buds at all, you might want to cut down on those large leaves. Take for example this plant. I see a lot of leaves, nice foliage, but I don't want to have these many. So I'll remove the ones. This is anyway yellowing. I can remove this. Then I'll remove this. These would really make some great room fresheners. If you can just smell them, they are so fragrant. So yeah, compost them or just put it as mulch for your plants when dry. You can do that too, but don't throw them away. Okay, so this is my last tip. I love to have a bushy geranium plant. Pruning a geranium plant is one of the most difficult and painful things for me because a new plant hardly has 1 or 2 branches. So take for example this plant. This is the top portion, right? So just underneath maybe 2 nodes I will make a cut. Once you make a cut here, it will promote branching out. Whenever I have tried to propagate it via stem cutting, it has rotted and not rooted. Well, that was it everyone. These were a couple of tips that I had to share that has worked for me. In case you have something that has worked for you, please do share in the comments below. I would love to learn from you. Thank you for watching. I will see you in another video. Until then, happy gardening. Bye.